All right, let's dive into the essence of charm. Do you all think you have that certain something? Maybe not. That's perfectly fine. Most people aren't brimming with confidence when it comes to their own appeal. I've been there too. People have told me I lack charisma, that my social skills are poor, that I don't know how to engage with people or even listen properly. It's rare to find someone who's truly confident in their own charm. Haven't you noticed how some people claim to be shy even when it's clearly not true? They might say, "Oh, I'm so shy." But you're thinking, "No, you're not." Everyone secretly feels that way. We see it in others, but we often judge ourselves more harshly. And almost everyone wonders how to become a better communicator. Do I need to be good at small talk? Should I be more considerate? How can I keep a conversation flowing and avoid awkward silences? You might even think you need to be like a super charismatic TV host. But the real secret to charm lies in the power of listening. Now, you might be thinking, hold on, aren't we always told to focus on talking? That's precisely why this is so important. The storyteller emphasizes that the key is how you listen. People often focus on how to speak well, but the truth is that listening is 90% of the equation. Now, the storyteller has talked about the importance of speaking well too, but the emphasis here is on listening. It's about focusing on listening, and that's what they are highlighting. This time, they are going to delve deeper into what truly matters. This is interesting stuff. It's packed with valuable insights. Even revisiting ideas I thought I already knew, I realized I wasn't fully implementing them. I love to talk, and I'm sure you enjoy being heard. We often equate communication with speaking, but that's a common misconception. Everyone wants to be listened to, and everyone is trying to master the art of conversation. This makes skilled listeners incredibly rare. They're like a hidden treasure. That's why the best listeners often rise to the top, even in competitive fields like television. There are plenty of talented and funny speakers, but it's the listeners who often become the hosts of talk shows. Ever notice how on many talk shows, the speakers are constantly changing, but the host remains the same? It's because truly good listeners are a rare breed. Think about popular, long-running shows with iconic hosts. The guests change daily, but the host remains a constant. This is because while there are many people who can talk interestingly, people who listen well are very rare. It's a skill that's highly valued. Mastering the art of listening is an investment in yourself. Don't aim to become someone who dominates every conversation. The speaker is trying to convey that it's better to be someone who supports from the background. Now, the speaker is a special case. They are a unique individual who thrives in the world of online media, where they can express themselves freely. But they are an exception. They are able to make videos because they have a unique voice, and they are able to use the long-form media. If you were to try to emulate them in everyday conversation, you might find that it doesn't quite work. The key is to focus on listening. In communication, listening is the leading role. This is illustrated through a fascinating experiment. Most people think that speaking is the main event and listening is just a supporting act. But this isn't the case. The person who is listening shapes the entire interaction, and that makes them the star of the show. The storyteller was shocked to learn this, and it came from watching an experiment on a TV show. The setup was quite interesting. A group of women was introduced to two groups of men. Group A consisted of men who were shy and nervous around women. Group B was made up of confident and outgoing men who loved talking to women. As the men interacted with the women would secretly press a button under the table if they found the conversation interesting or engaging. Each button press would trigger a light in the studio, indicating a positive reaction. The number of presses was then tallied to give each group a score. The shy group, Group A, managed to score 5 points after their allotted time. The outgoing group, Group B, initially racked up a score of 85 points, as expected. So far, everything was going according to plan. But then the experiment took an interesting turn. The director instructed the women to change their behavior for the next round. When interacting with Group A, the women were told to smile, nod, and react enthusiastically to everything the men said. When interacting with Group B, the women were told to maintain a straight face, avoid nodding, and generally show no reaction to anything the men said. Remember, the men in both groups were the same. Only the women's listening behavior was changed. The results were astonishing. Group A's score jumped from 5 points to 30 points. Group B's score plummeted from 85 points to a mere 10 points. The director had changed the listeners' behavior, and it dramatically altered the performance of the speakers. The outgoing men, who had seemed so engaging and funny before, suddenly became less interesting. The women's lack of reaction made it difficult for them to connect. The shy men, on the other hand, gained confidence from the women's positive reactions. They opened up more and became more engaging. In the end, Group A, the shy group, outperformed Group B, the outgoing group, by a score of 30 to 10. This proves that talent isn't everything. The atmosphere is more often than not created by the listener. Imagine taking a group of talented performers from a popular show and replacing the host with someone who is shy and withdrawn. The show would quickly become dull and uninteresting. The original host is skilled at listening, drawing out the best in people and creating a lively atmosphere. The fact that the show is consistently entertaining, even with different performers each week, is due to the host's ability to listen. So, while it is not necessarily important to be a talented speaker, it is vital to be a great listener. The ability to listen is a superpower. So, why do people often get listening wrong? We've all heard that being a good listener is important, but putting it into practice can be difficult. A very common place to see poor listening skills is in meetings. Meetings can be tedious. Does anyone actually get excited about meetings? Probably not. Most people would rather be doing something else, like watching a movie or enjoying a relaxing afternoon. The reason meetings are often so painful is that they showcase the worst examples of listening. What do the faces of the listeners look like in a meeting? Often they are expressionless. When someone asks if anyone has any comments on a project, everyone stares blankly, afraid of being judged for what they say. There's a lot of pressure. One is very unlikely to give their opinion. There is a lot of pressure because there is a constant threat of disapproval. It's never a good sign to say, "Don't mess this up," because that puts immense pressure on people to say something incredible. It's far more likely that they will freeze up and say nothing worthwhile. In comedy, it's easy to tell when an audience is not engaged, so comedians adjust their performance accordingly. But of course, the audience will be less entertained as a result. The same applies to everyday conversations and interactions with friends. If you're constantly worried about saying the right thing or being judged, you won't be able to connect with others and have meaningful conversations. So, if someone is smiling and engaging and listening, then it is time to be happy. And if the friend cares and listens, then that is also good. So how can you develop your listening skills? What are the fundamental principles to follow? The goal is to become a rare and valuable listener. You want to be the person who brings out the best in others and creates a positive atmosphere. The first of the 5 basic principles is facial expression. The key is to offer a smile first. People often hold back their smiles, waiting for something funny to happen. But that's the wrong approach. We should be proactive and offer a smile to others. Just as we greet people with a friendly hello, we should also offer a welcoming smile. Smiling helps to ease others' anxieties. The most fundamental desire of humans is the desire for safety. This is why we have to smile first to ease others' anxiety. Also, it's not enough to just smile constantly. If someone is telling you something sad, it wouldn't make sense to smile throughout their speech. You have to match your expression to the tone of the conversation. Smile when it's appropriate and show empathy when it's needed. You have to read the room and see if the expression that you are displaying matches. After that, it's important to nod your head. Nodding is like saying, "Yes, I understand." It's giving someone the green light. This allows you to more easily follow the speaker. Next is posture. Never lean back in your chair. Always lean forward slightly so that you are engaged. Next is laughter. It is important to laugh and to enjoy what you are hearing. And finally, find something to be amazed by, because being amazed and praising is one of the most important things you can do. Don't worry about your praise sounding original or unique. Simple amazement is enough.